Hi Leo, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for September. I hope everybody's well. I am going to take a quick second to remind everyone that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Leo out there, so guys, take what resonates for you and just leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that in a general reading, the energies can reverse. So if it is resonating, get in where you fit in. But as always, Leo, don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Leo? Leo. All right, Leo, you are starting out with the Seven of Swords in the reverse. You have the Nine of Cups reverse, and you have the Five of Cups reverse. So there's a karmic lesson or a karmic cycle that you're experiencing right now. It does in some way involve deception. Some sort of deception that you, it could be self-deception, or you could be dealing with somebody that you feel has been deceptive. I do feel like you feel that your wishes are being denied, your hopes and dreams. It's like you're hoping and wishing so hard for something here, Leo, but you're not getting it. And so I feel like you feel a little bit unhappy about that currently. Now, the good news is that you're starting to turn the corner on that. I can see that you've been in a very sad, some of you depressed state. But you're kind of coming out of that. It's because you've been looking at the past, looking at some kind of deception, looking at all the things that you weren't getting that you were desiring. And as a result, you know, it has caused a lot of sadness, a lot of almost feelings of regret. Like maybe you've trusted somebody that you shouldn't have, and it just made you unhappy. What you're wanting here is love. And you're coming out of this energy. You're just starting to open up your heart a little bit towards love. Let's see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Leo's energy. Some of you could be dealing with an Aries. You don't have to be. You could also be dealing with a divine masculine. All right, we have the Four of Wands, we have the Two of Pentacles reverse, and we have the Emperor in the reverse. So the person that's in your energy, now for some of you, this person could be married. For others of you, there's something to do with commitment or marriage in their energy. And I'm gonna have to clarify that. It could be that for some of you, this person is in another connection, and they may not have told you that, and you may have found out. With the Two of Pentacles in the reverse here, this person's feeling pretty unbalanced right now. They're wanting that sense of stability. They're wanting commitment, they're wanting stability, but they're in an unbalanced state right now. And I feel like with the Emperor in the reverse, this person, something here has spun out of control in their life, and they're not willing to take charge of it. They're not willing to take action to bring this back into balance. And again, for some of you, this is somebody that's already in another connection, and they're not being faithful in that connection. And it's a very deliberate choice. I do feel like, you know, they may not have told you, or maybe you did know, but whatever this is, this has to do with deception. So let's see the energy between the two of you. Show me the energy between Leo and this person. Page of Cups reversed, and the Five of Pentacles. All right, so the energy between the two of you, I feel like you have feelings for this person, but you're keeping them a secret. You're not expressing those feelings. You're keeping it to yourself. Some of you have the opportunity to be with somebody new. I see that in two places in your energy, but you're denying that. You're refusing that. You may have turned somebody new down. The person that's in your energy, this person is feeling rejected by you. They're feeling like you've left them out in the cold, or they may have left you out in the cold as well. I'll clarify it to see. For some of you, this person may be in another connection and they left you out in the cold. You're sitting here with all these feelings and emotions, feeling deceived by this person. So let me see the energy, what's affecting this connection. The Nine of Swords. That's shared energy, Leo, and it's indicating that there's a lot of anxiety, especially at night when things are quieter. There's just a lot of anxiety and stress related to this. Let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome at the end of the week. The High Priestess. You're using your intuition. This person's very secretive. Yeah, I feel like this person is incredibly secretive, and that's what's caused you to not trust them. It's caused a lot of issues of, you know, sadness. And like I said, some of you have actually been very depressed as well. You don't trust this person. You feel like they're keeping secrets. And I got to be honest, it looks like they might be. They're not showing up in the best of energies. I really don't like the Emperor in the reverse. In the upright, the Emperor is just, you know, caring, a good family man, a good businessman, tries to do right by everybody. But in the reverse, the Emperor is selfish and self-serving, not loyal to anyone, and, you know, not really willing to take responsibility. And it looks like this individual is also carrying secrets here. Bottom of the deck is the Hermit in the reverse. This is underlying energy. It does indicate that there was a gap in communication. There could have been some communication, or there might be communication coming in the near future. But this is communication after a period of separation. All right, so let's clarify this reading. Spirit, why is the Seven of Swords in reverse for Leo? All right, we have the Three of Coins. Oh, and the Five of Coins. So this was an established foundation between you and this person. You feel like there's a soul contract here, but you know that this person is being very rejecting towards you. The Five of Pentacles is in both of your energy. And it's unapologetic. So I feel like you feel that this person is not, they're immature. You feel they're immature, and you feel like they've rejected this connection. So this is why you don't trust them. You don't even feel like they're being honest with you. There's something you've seen or heard that's making you feel that this person is not honest. And they are keeping some kind of secret. So you feel left out in the cold. But I also feel like your heart is not open to new people either. And you're kind of left sitting here with all these emotions that you're just kind of sitting on top of. Let me see why the Nine of Cups is in reverse. Why is it? Thank you. Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Swords reversed, and the Chariot in reverse. So you are healing from this experience. So you feel that this person, that they in some way betrayed you. There's something that you have seen or heard that is making you feel that this person wasn't on the up and up. You don't trust them. And you feel extremely hurt by this person. I see a very painful ending that occurred. It's not an ending that you wanted. You're showing up in a very single and independent energy. Now, on the plus side, it does look like your money is looking pretty good. But I feel like you're kind of stuck in this state of anxiety. And a lot of it, Leo, is because you have all these emotions that are not being expressed. So I do feel like you're kind of stuck a little bit in this anxiety, but you are healing from this experience. So let's see why the Five of Cups is here. A lot of you are leaning into your spirituality, which is a very good thing. King of Swords reverse. That's a card of dishonesty. 10 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. Okay, so you would like to reconcile with this person, but your intuition is telling you that there's dishonesty still here, and there's still a lot of problems still. Like, just to get to the point where there could even be the possibility of a reconciliation is very problematic. Like, you can't see the path to get there. And it does look like some of you were thinking that there was going to be a chance for this to come back together, only to feel like this person has deceived you again and is still keeping secrets. There's some dishonest communication that's occurred, and it does have to do with love or possibility of a reconciliation. You may have gone out with this person, you may have run into this person at a social event, or there could have just been some talk about, you know, getting back together or reconciling. Either way, it looks like it gave you a little bit of hope, but now you're feeling burdened because you feel like it wasn't honest. So let's look at their energy. Why is this 4 of Wands here for the person in Leo's energy? Yeah, look at that. They are keeping secrets. There's the High Priestess in their energy. They're definitely keeping secrets. And then we have the Devil. Now, you could be dealing with a Scorpio or a Capricorn, but I feel like this person, they've got a lot of secrets. This is somebody that wants stability in their life, but there's a lot of toxicity here. And if this person is in another connection, it's a very toxic connection. And I feel like they're keeping all kinds of secrets from you. And they know that that is hurtful to you. They know it makes you feel, you know, rejected and abandoned. So, I mean, I don't like their energy. They're very attracted to you, but they're very toxic is the problem. And a lot of this toxicity they're keeping secret from you. So they could have addictions, or, you know, they could be in a toxic relationship, but they're keeping all of this, you know, away from you. They're trying to keep it secret. So there's probably a lot you don't know. Why is the 2 of Pentacles in reverse? That's why this person is really unbalanced. 3 of Wands in the reverse and the Justice card in the reverse. Sign of Libra. This person could have some sort of court involvement or legal involvement that has basically cost them financially. And that's part of the reason why they are, you know, feeling unbalanced. It could be a decision that they made that now has legal implications, and that's going to go against them. I do feel like this person feels that their anxiety is related to their ships not coming in, and that looks more like it's on a financial level. But like I said, they're feeling, they feel victimized by the universe, but I don't see this person taking accountability for toxic energy or for this Emperor in reverse energy where things are just spinning out of control. So, but they do tend to play the victim here. A lot of them have made decisions that now have legal implications, and they are experiencing a lot of anxiety about that. Let me see why the Emperor is in reverse. 5 of Cups reverse. Now that's your energy. And Judgment. Wow. So this person does want to reunite with you. They actually do. They do view you as a soulmate, and they do want to come back together, but they're literally not taking action on it. And it's because their life is absolutely, totally out of control. And instead of taking accountability, they're playing the victim. It's really that simple. So they're waiting around. They're, you know, not taking action. They're just allowing things to spin out of control. It's a very toxic energy. Let me see the energy between Leo and this person. They may be afraid that you're going to reject them, and so they may be rejecting you before you can reject them, basically. All right, so we have the Four of Cups reversed, Lovers in reverse, and the Death card. Yeah, that's this energy of this person basically saying, oh, well, Leo's not going to have me. This person likely has a very low self-worth, or, you know, they probably don't, they feel like they can't pull themselves out of whatever this toxic energy is for some reason. So it's almost like they're going to abandon this connection before you abandon them. So I do see this, there's been an ending between the two of you. This is a soulmate connection, by the way. I do feel like you feel that this person has been extremely disrespectful to you. I do feel like you don't trust them at this point. And I feel like you feel abandoned and rejected. And that's exactly what they've done. They ended this connection. Yeah, and they're still in this toxic energy, and they still have all these secrets. So for some of you, this person is in another connection, and they don't want you to know about it. Let me see, but I feel like you're going to find out anyway, if you haven't already. The Empress, good. And the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So you're experiencing a lot of anxiety, Leo, because you're trying to bring yourself up. We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is the Empress in the lower arcana, and we have the Empress in the major arcana. So you're trying to elevate yourself. You're trying to heal. You're trying to recover from this experience. And I do feel that you're having difficulty with that because you're still stuck a little bit in this healing energy. There's still a little bit of that abandonment. There's still a little bit of that pain and, you know, betrayal that's still in your energy. And that's where your anxiety is coming from. So just know that you are healing and you are literally elevating into the Empress energy here. It's just happening slower than what you would like for it to. And that's due to the anxiety. And I feel like nighttime is particularly tough. But it is coming and it is happening, and you do have a lot of good things that are flowing to you. I do see that you've gone through an incredibly difficult time, and it's not completely over. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you it is, but it is resolving. It's just resolving much slower than what you would like for it to. Now, this person in your energy, I feel like they've had a steep financial loss. Yeah, and it could be something that has to do with the courts in some manner. I do see them playing the victim. I feel like they ended this connection, and there's no stability. They didn't provide any stability in this connection. They consciously made the choice to end this connection. And for some of you, it's because they are involved elsewhere, and they're keeping that a secret. For others of you, this is somebody who is desiring stability, but yet they're not taking the proper steps to have stability in their life. So, but either way, this person's experiencing deep losses, and they know it. They know it. I feel like this person's not sleeping well. They have an extreme amount of anxiety here, and they're watching you kind of glowing up. So I feel like this person may even be comparing themselves to you and finding themselves lacking in some manner. All right, let's look at your outcome. And that might be part of their secretive energy as well. You know, they may be in some manner feeling like, okay, well, Leo is moving on. Leo has got this glow up going on. And here I am experiencing all these losses. All right. There's your Four of Wands. That's in their energy. Page of Pentacles reversed. And the Seven of Wands. So I do feel like this person actually does want to reconcile with you. They think about you frequently, but they're just refusing to take charge of their life. They don't want to take accountability. They don't want to take action. they're playing the victim. And I feel like they're very defensive, especially with you. They're not really offering anything at this time. And I don't see them actually communicating very much, if at all. Now, I do see that there's communication that's either coming or has occurred, but for this week, there's a lack of that. This person's very immature. So I feel like they're keeping their secrets. I feel like there's a few secrets. One of the secrets has to do with the fact that they actually do want to reconcile, but they don't want to actually take the responsibility of doing that, because then they have to take accountability for all this toxic behavior, and they don't want to do that. They also are keeping secret that they left you before you could leave them. And some of them are keeping a secret with regard to another connection that is extremely toxic. Now, in your energy, I see that you are having a very difficult time with this. You felt like if the two of you reconciled, you would go back into a stable connection, that the two of you would be able to, level up. In other words, you would start dating, and then from that you would become, exclusive, and from that, so you were trying to move back into that. However, this person is not offering anything. This is what you want, though. You want the stability, you want the connection, you want the reconciliation. You feel like that would make you happy. However, the problem is this person's not being honest, and you know that they're keeping secrets, and they're not coming forward with communication or any kind of offer, even a small offer. That being said, I still feel like you're healing, and I still feel like you're coming into this energy of the Empress, and it's slow. And every time you get hung up, with wanting this and this person withholding it, that's when you slow down your progress. That's when you get stuck. So if I were you, Leo, I think right now I would really focus on self. All right? Because I do see a huge shift that's trying to happen for you, moving into this Empress energies. But you're going to have to focus and keep the focus on you. Bottom of the deck is the Star card in the reverse. This is underlying energy. You could be dealing with an Aquarius, but as an underlying energy, that's indicating that there's times when you're feeling pretty hopeless about the situation. You're realizing that this is an unbalanced situation and that you have a lot of healing to do. So I'm going to pull an oracle card, Leo, and we'll see if there's any further guidance for you. Pulling for the sign of Leo. Pulling for Leo. Leo. There we go. All right, you have number 22. That does condense down to a 4, indicating, so 4s are generally about stability, but it says letting go. We see a lot of butterflies in this card, and the hand is immersed in water. So water is emotions in the tarot, and butterflies signify changes. So let's read that. Give me just 1 second. It says, this symbol comes to you to remind you that freedom is important to everyone. If you love something, set it free. Don't hold on too tight, lest you chase it away. You have the freedom at this time to choose whatever you want. Let others do the same. You will be so happy that you did. Miracles come when you let go and allow the magic to happen of its own accord. Yeah, so let go right now, Leo. It doesn't mean it's forever, but understand that this person is in a very toxic energy right now. And your energy, you're trying to transform and move into the Empress energy, could very well be dealing with a twin flame or a deep soulmate connection with the Emperor and the Empress out here, and the Four of Wands in both your energies. I feel like you both want to bring this into union, but this person has a lot of work to do. So let them go. Let them do their work. You focus on you. Move higher into this Empress energy. And, you know, remember that what is for you is never going to pass you by. All right? So I hope this has been helpful. If you have resonated with this reading, Leo, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. And until I see you in your next reading, Leo, know that you are loved, and namaste.